about a 5 minute just rundown. Um, it's about a couple hours into the weekly open, and I just want to kind of see what I see in the market and kind of share my thoughts. So first up is Bitcoin, and as you can see, we've had this historic, SR level, and we're still right at this level. Honestly, nothing too exciting right now. Coming off of the weekend, we're still kind of in a bearish channel. Looks like we're gaining some strength. We're not really out of that channel. I'm going to turn to the weekly uh, briefly on this just to kind of see where we're at. And again, nothing too much. Here's where the level would be on the daily, and we're just still kind of hovering there. Could be a bounce, and that's what I'm looking for here. If we don't get a bounce, it's going to drop from the weekly, and it's going to be probably give us $35,000 as our next target. If it goes the other way, I think we could see a breakout back up to 53. Other than that, with Bitcoin, I'm just really chilling. Bitcoin is very tame in comparison to the other plays. So let's go ahead and look at some of these. We'll start with Ethereum, and a lot of these are, as you can see, they're popping now that the weekend has officially closed. So here's Ethereum. If you followed me for a while, you notice that I was looking at this pattern back in early of this year as a comparison to the pattern that happened a couple months ago, thinking that we drop from the lows and then we continue up, and so far we're doing that. We went a little lower than I expected, kind of went here past this breaker. We technically did confirm this breaker here, and this is kind of a Darvis box. Not exactly the type of Darvis box that I want, because it's more. This is more for bearish setups. But if we do break out of this, which looks like we might, I'm going to retarget along here to 4,000 at least, and that is a good sign in long term, because if it does break to the upside, it's much less likely to enter back here again. If we do break below here, I'm pretty sure we can get lower 2000s, and that's where I would definitely long. So I would long a break of this box, and if this somehow comes back down, I will not short it, and instead long on this trend line here. I want to quickly go to the Bitcoin pair. We'll go to Binance just because the history is a little easier on this one. And as you can see, we have kind of a historic trend line. We kind of crossed it a little bit, but I think if we zoom out to the 3-day, this looks a little bit healthier. I think this is okay to continue upward. And I also think this is a good sign that we could see an alt season coming up. It looks relatively healthy so far. If this did decide to break down, it really will have trouble breaking down below this anyway. And you got all this huge cluster on a higher time frame to deal with. So I have a hard time believing it'll go down to this level here at 0.057. I think we're leading up from here. That would be a good sign for alts. Honestly, for at least October, even up to mid-November, I'd say. So I won't cover all these, but I do want to cover SEOUL, because it is a very popular coin. It's one I'm interested in. Let me zoom in on the 4-hour. Get this out of the way. We've been in a falling wedge. These tend to break upward. It just did break upward. I don't have an official confirmation on my A rune. When it does, it flips blue. It has not flipped blue. But knowing what I know about my A rune and A rune scripts, I believe that it will. So that being said, I would probably prefer it break 145, and once it does, I think we could challenge at least 170 without any pullback, and then we might just just go like this and then continue upward. So I'm looking for a bigger break actually. Let's get rid of those. And on the 12 hour, I'm personally looking for a break on the 12 hour or higher to go up. This is a very long term play for me. And so as you can see here, let's take these out. Here is where I would have longed before, back in July at 25, and we would have closed somewhere in the 70 mark, and I probably would have re-entered and probably cashed out somewhere at 160. So when SEOUL gets to a long position on the A-Rune, it tends not to stop. So I plan on loading up pretty heavily soon. It's not the right time just yet, at least for me. It may be for you, but that's how I see it, because we still are a little bit weak on the daily. But if we zoom in to the 4 hour and get rid of those things, you can see this high right here. So the low or the close of this bullish candle and the high of this next candle, that's what I call the beginning of a swing high order block. And that's what this is. That's what this pink line is, or pink box. So what that does is establishes the area of liquidity, and you can see we passed it. So that means we usually return to it. We return to it about a month later. We revisit it. We made a higher low, and I got my brush tool. Let's see. There we go. Double click here, and you can see we did, although this is invalid for an RSI divergence because of the time frame, we did still make a higher low here. So that's hopeful to me. We're right at the 52 mark, so I would expect this to go up. I want a little bit more confirmation, just a little bit, because I've been burned before, so I would rather miss out on a couple $100 and just to make sure get that guaranteed position. But this is looking pretty healthy. All right, so let's go to link. This has been going up pretty lately, but we still got a ways to go. We need to break this position here. I'm not as bullish on Link as a lot of people seem to be, and also based on its behavior. It's got a lot of ways to go, in my opinion. It tends to kind of go up and then kind of do this little upwards chop and then down again, and we kind of do this upwards, downwards. I would like to see this break at least 30, in my opinion, before I make a position. And I actually still have bearish signals from the 3-day, so I'm not too concerned about missing anything here on Link. I think it might chop some more. Let's go to AVAX. It's been very popular and aggressive lately. Excuse me. So we fought here at the highs. We retested this. We thought we were going lower. I really thought that this was going to break down, because 99% of the time when this goes up, it goes down below. We almost always head back down to the lows, and that would be very scary if we head back down here. I don't know if we would hit past 41, but that's a different story. Because we actually went up instead, and now we're kind of fighting for that. My only concern here is we might have a wedge play, and I know that's really stupid, but you can't ignore wedge plays. They're so accurate. Like sometimes just the dumbest things, the dumbest patterns end up being like the smartest things to do. And so that's currently what I see. And currently we are below this level. That makes me think we still could revisit 60. And if we do revisit 60 again, I don't think we'll hold it. I think we'll go below. What bullish people want to do, or what they want to see happen, is they want to break upwards out of this channel. If we do that, we'll go on a run similar to like what we did here. So that being said, Um, I'm kind of neutral on AVAX. I want to see it go to 100 just as much as everybody else. But let's take a look here. But yeah, I don't unless we consolidate here some more, we could see 81 again, 80. Um, but these continuously higher candles with these, lower positions here on the RSI, and we just started a bearish consolidation on the A-Rune. I think this could break down. I think we got a 50-50 chance. And I don't have a position for this to go short. I'm just monitoring this. So that's how I see AVAX. And the last one I want to cover is Atom, because we kind of see Atom just really going pretty bullish compared to others. But one thing that I've seen, I actually got a short signal here, and we did get a lower signal on the RSI. So I am concerned about this one as well. I would like to see this maybe come back. I don't want it to see it come back to the 30s, but I think that might be what happens. But we'll see. There's no kind of loss of strength just yet. But I'd say I'm probably about 50-50 with that as well with Atom. I'm gonna go through Matic also. Let's see if we can do something better. I think Binance US has, there we go. My thing about this is I'm still, like, the strength here isn't sitting right for me. I really want it to hit this trend line. I really do. And once it hits here, I will. My thought is to long. I don't really see it going much lower than that. If it does, we're going back to 73 cents. 75 cents. We did pull this breaker move right here, and that would make me think it goes to 53, but I don't know just yet. I think it's still too early to tell. I would probably long that trend line or kind of a reclaim of 150, whichever comes first. But that's how I see it. Let's go to the Bitcoin pair of Solana, and see, I'm concerned about this here, this consolidation move, making continuously lower candles. I think we would probably break this here. Until that happens, again, I would be much more interested in Ethereum. I think it's okay to be bullish on Sol, and that's kind of why I said earlier about this, that this looks clean. This looks clean, and I know certain people that are longing this, and that's okay. I would long it too, under a different strategy. But my personal strategy is to wait a little bit more for an A-Rune based confirmation, which I don't have. And the Bitcoin pair is kind of showing me that as to why. Like, it's still weak on the Bitcoin pair, and so being in Bitcoin might still be helpful in that sense. But Ethereum is way much stronger on the Bitcoin pair, and it might be breaking out here. It's already showing some resistance, but it's really too early to tell. So that's it. Covered about six or seven coins or pairs for you. Let me know your thoughts, and have a good one.